For our final game of Erangel here for the day. It's game number 56. Who is going to claim it? Will we see even a double here for our next day as a whole? We're about to find out. Let's head over to Sims and Demon once again for all of the PUBG action.
Thank you, guys. Yes, here we go. The final game of the day. Let's see where we end up. Hopefully not on Sosnovka. That would be a pleasant experience.
I think it'd be funny.
I've seen enough of them at circles down there, frankly, but it's a relatively okay playing path for majority of teams. M19 will make adjustments. They're going to have to cut across down to sort of maybe even go tempo loot sort of along that west coast. Most teams, though, should be able to hit their marks this time around. We are seeing Reciprocity and Unity making their standard adjustments up into North Georgia.
Decent plan, then. Not for Sosnovka Island, should it go there. Any team that wants to work their way over there will have a bit of a job off the back of this one. It'll be an extremely long drop, but it's certainly doable. We'll,
there's going to be a mountain. There's going to be a mountain finish.
You feeling it?
I'm feeling it. I'm somewhere around there. We've had enough of them. I feel it's going back over that way.
Western Circle, Northwest. Yeah. Had a Stalber in a long time. That'd be nice.
We've not had one at all in the entire phase so far. Be nice to have a change of pace perhaps, but we'll see where it does go down, whether it goes over to that western side. I'm feeling the western side.
The good thing is that everyone can go to their usual locations, get down unless M19 play the long game.
I was well wrong.
Sosnovka's still in there. It would take a hard shift to the south in order for us to have a military base. It's still in there, and it's still possible. But again, you would need that bounce. Raise Your Edge already putting shots down onto ENCE. We were talking about this in the pre-game. The boys on ENCE, the Finns, are having a bit of a difficult time and a struggle, and slowly but surely, slipping down into that relegation zone.
I'd like to see the stats on how many of these circles G2 have won. They have only got, 5 themselves total, but they definitely come out strong when it is in their backyard, effectively, because they will have one of those housing compounds fairly early. As you can see, the center point, in and around farm sort of area. It is going to be a tricky location. Probably expect to see a couple of teams posting in and around the Potato Hill and then seeing if anyone else gets closer. We saw it was similar. It was yesterday, right? Well, it was the game that Reciprocity won. It was a similar type of circle, just a bit further north. It was sort of centered in and around this area. And as we pointed out then, there is not a great deal of compounds in that central location. So expect teams to probably take a slightly off-center point rather than ditching it early.
So again, we'd expect it not to be a Millie Island circle, but
it would be severe, yeah.
It would be an extreme hard shift. It would literally have to yoink all the way into hard shift to Sosnovka, and that would be a migration from hell. All the players in the north would be just...
Would be entertaining.
It'd be interesting, to say the least. You might get a point where someone just sacks it off and says, you know what, we'll just sit on the beaches and see who comes this way. There'll be a multitude of ways to play it. The one thing that, if it doesn't go that way, which again, teams will be banking on it not doing, is the fact that we essentially lose 40% of the map right now.
I like Iroh's position in here. So obviously they rotate in and around Rozok, and he's just looting the compound there. So they've decided, just based off the circle, I'm going to continue looting further south. We know that TSM tend to go towards those compounds where Reels is near at the moment, around shelter area. So we'll see whether TSM do get there on time, because the plane path made them drop a long drop there. So the Knights may well beat them. Looking like the Knights are rotating quite early here as well to make sure they get those houses. Maybe go for both. Maybe go both sides of the road, get the double houses. That's risky though.
It's definitely a good call from DA. There's commitment there with the 2-2. They'll leave Beautiful Def and Mert to gear up and get ready for the next assault, should they have to take it.
Are they going to sit
Vitality will just swing by them, and Knights also, as you say, they're just looking around shelter. I think at the moment it's seeing...
Yeah, they're going for that compound.
Feeling it out, who's got what and in what position is the best one. This is a very prime territory. It's a good cut of meat, should you be able to take it. Knights are well split in singularity, so I wouldn't expect them to make any kind of assault or push on that. G2 will have the decent picking of the land, to be honest with you, the simple fact that they're so spread out, but...
Harry Potter it is.
How far you can go off that one is a different question altogether.
This is where it finished for Reciprocity's victory yesterday, that exact compound right there. Team Liquid still actually up and around Potato at the moment, so it's a pretty late one actually, 4:50, fairly late for Liquid to be moving. They have been caught short a couple of times going into this sort of rotation position. They know it's tricky. They know they're going to be bumping heads with DA and Vitality and G2. G2, by the way, really still well spread. I'm surprised they haven't grouped to more of a 2-2 at this stage, especially with Chris being on his own in farm. Farm is massive for a team, let alone just one guy.
Navi really split here. Got to be careful with Winstrike and potentially M19 also moving through these fields.
FaZe going to be gifted that compound. I'm seeing ENCE. He's having a little scout down the hill, isn't he?
Barrel in hand. Gaxi goes for the drill. Doesn't quite land it onto Shiv though. Oh, did not. Wait, is that out of the car? It is. It's a drive-by.
Yeah.
I thought he jumped out of it because they've some really solid shots. In fact, that was moving to the passenger side and shooting him while
cheeky.
letting the car roll. That's a montage clip if I've ever seen one. If he landed that kill, that was a beautiful attempt. He's unfortunately now skirted off into the rough terrain here.
It's fine. It's fine. They've avoided the damage. Yeah, as long as they don't completely wreck themselves, they're safe. They've got away from this one. Unity still yet to move. Yeah, that's very impressive. I mean, everybody's tried it and done it, but to do it in a pro game is pretty impressive.
You might as well reckoning every single point they can take at this moment in time.
FaZe, look at that. They have snuck into that compound. I wondered whether they were going to be able to gift this one. Okay, Fuzzy just having a look. It's like, could we go one more? That's a little too greedy, maybe. Yeah, and it's already taken.
We'll leave it be. We'll go back to what we've been given and stick that one out for now. Raise Your Edge might be the bullet in the gun here for ENCE. Should they cross paths? Depends if they can get set up and ready for them, ready to receive them as they do come down from the north. Unity.
M19's rotation is questionable.
I mean, if it does go their way, that will be the best play of 2019.
If they're only on Sosnovka on their own, yeah.
It would be incredible. They'd hit the beaches and just welcome everybody to this side.
Sit on the bridge.
To be fair, it could be a safe rotate, especially if the circle does move further up north, because then that would drive TSM and G2 further and deeper into the circle.
And TSM are not looking at someone coming over the bridge.
You wouldn't expect it unless they've just got someone watching.
You're not a member of Team Liquid anymore, Scoom. No. Well, hello. He's managed to bash Santi. And James in the end will finish him off. So that's a point. That's a point. And they're going to look. Rafi gets James down. This is looking good. Suddenly Reciprocity taking on Team Liquid in some style at last. Rafi going to make a push around. He didn't really know what gun sounds was coming at him, so he's just trying to throw stuff instead. And Scoom might get revived here.
There is a possibility. Liquid are now scampering for the simple fact they've lost 2 players, so they know they're playing off the back foot here. One of them's already at 75% HP, so Ibi is forced to fall back. He might be a little bit annoyed here and want to do some more damage. Reciprocity smokes are going to start to be committed.
And Gaxi's coming. Look, Gaxi's going to see Ibi trying to back away from this one.
That's a good smoke.
Gaxi might catch him. That's the barrel up close and personal. He's going to have another good go. Ibi, he's got up by he's just about, but Liquid down to 2 again.
I'm telling you, this gun, close combat, absolutely shreds. Looks like School will be back on his feet, so.
If he'd have got the extended, he might have been able to finish him there. That car was in deep trouble.
That's twice now. Oh, Wanted's found Uber. They've pulled up. Hello. This is
FaZe
interesting.
have got, okay, so FaZe have made the push.
It's interesting.
I don't know. I mean, they've gone for the play. I don't know that they didn't need to. There's absolutely no reason. Wanted's going to make the push around the side here. He's going to see ENCE. Can't manage to finish off, and he's going to get quickly pushed by Fuzz. I think Fuzz is going to come around, but he gets the head and takes him down. Flushes both kills, and this has really gone horribly wrong as ENCE goes down as well. Mexi, the last man standing of FaZe Clan. I don't even know. I mean, they had the compound across the road. They had the compound across the road.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. An interesting play that just went completely wrong. You'd have seen the vehicles already parked inside the building. You already knew that they should have had the information. Fair enough, they're an aggressive team if they fancied it.
They scouted the 2-2 because Reels is up on the hill, and I think there was another one that were both on the hill. So they obviously scouted and said there's only 2 in that compound. Let's get the compound and then deal with the 2 on the hill. Because if you look at it, they were all stacked on that side, the south side of the compound, so they were covered from the hillside. But the push itself just backfired, and TSM come gratefully into farm. G2 have moved out of there. There goes Udyr in the distance. They're going to regroup as well into the houses further north in the central position. Reciprocity on Potato, they're happy. They're pretty central at the moment. They're going to just look to maybe even go for the, maybe towards the Harry Potter Vitality hold.
TSN position's safe for now. That's okay. You're inside the circle. You might as well wait out and watch this one unfold. We won't be going to Sosnov because, as you can see, we've moved up into the north. Tiny bit of water in, but not too much. It's going to be detrimental to the long game. Kate doesn't realize that. I think he has a liquid player downstairs. If they were warning shots to the player, that is lingering. If not, it might have just been a misfire altogether.
Do you often do that? Just randomly click your mouse when you run in?
Now it depends if I come too close to my keyboard. I have clipped it in the past. Or you can just fire shots off to be a nuisance and just to warn players. You can do two things. You can either use them as warning shots, or you can try and bait them. You see it while someone like on your screen now, Ibi is streaming. If he knows where players are, he'll turn around, spray an AKM or something in the distance, and then just look towards a building. The players are like, oh, I'll get involved, and that was a bad idea because now I've lost my face. This could be a cooked grenade, silence,
here's
and
the
just...
footsteps, yeah. He's like, okay, there's somebody up close.
And now he knows.
Yeah, definitely. Ibi got shot in the back. I think that's Reciprocity that maybe caught him in the back there. He's caught cooking the nades. Senya will be the one that downed him. Kane has to back away now. He's doing the damage. He's going to flush that one out. Kane is very low, though. I think he's going to get caught. Yeah, dudes, he will. And that's some pretty long range.
Didn't quite know which angle the shots were coming from, but at least confirms the point before going down. Solidifies Ibi's death. Smokes.
Bricks goes there. Should get him on, back up on his feet.
They're going to be there. Will Jempty be a pain in the backside here? It's got the SLR, so it does have a bit of range, but it depends what scope he's got on that thing also. Constantine's looking towards the way of TSM. They're sharing farm over here with M19. It's a really nice angle from the Wanderer, been outside on the rooftop of the back building. Walkie does have a K98 and is looking this way, so I'd expect him to keep them in check. Maybe give him the warning shot. You do just see a Winstrike bit of damage over in the distance. You can just see it in the on the screen there. The Knights still happy with their 4 points they were gifted earlier on as FaZe just very brazenly drove in. Have a look at Drayden's position as well. Top right-hand corner with the M24. He's trying to feel out where Vitality are going to be setting up shop. There is 4 of them pretty, not massively split, but certainly not grouped up together, which is good because it means you're going to avoid any grenade damage. It's a full unit of 4, but if Drayden can get a pick here, it might be the go time. I like how the Knights are playing more recently with these 2-2s. You always see Reels and Drayden just kicking it in a 2-2, and if you're going to do a 2-2, you have to be, 1, stuck together as a unit, and 2, more importantly, be very aware and very ready to send the frags, and someone like Reels and Drayden then get the job done.
ENCE, how do you play this one? You've had some pretty awful performances. Jempty found out that's going to go down. Reciprocity get their 3rd kill, and that's 3 kills on Team Liquid as well. So they've dealt a bit of a knockout punch to them today.
Smiles in Scoom.
Yeah, no doubt. Not so much smiling at the position, though. So the Knights are on the move, and Rustamar is about to receive them. Rustamar's going to be the focus point. He's in the little ditch that they're heading for. We're watching Navi going deep south. Here we go. This is the Knights. This is what I wanted to see. Rustamar, the highest fragger of last phase. Gets caught out, doesn't do a thing, and once it finished him off.
Reels is just going to run him over.
He is. Yeah.
Bye-bye. It's ballsy.
It's becoming a thing for Reels. That's a couple of over kills he's had. So Rafi got knocked. NIP on the move. That Gaxi nade could be big.
Uh-oh. They're ringing in loud. Remember, the smokes might deny line of sight towards you, but they also make you a focal point. That grenade's chasing back. It rolls down, forces them away from the...
Shiv's in trouble. He's been separated from his team. Everybody else is backed away. Shiv does get sprayed down in the end by the barrel. And then SLR finishing the job for Gaxi. Reciprocity lose 1 as they back down the hill. G2 actually getting involved. That's why NIP, they can't push on the right-hand side of this hill or they will take bullets.
I'm surprised he disengaged from that. He could have held the tree and maybe held the off angle. His health was fine. He did get the med off at least, so if he'd held that point, he could have either returned fire or at least allowed his team to group up and reposition. MBS has now gone down low, and it could have been the same scenario. He could have held that one back and maybe stopped them. It looks like NIP have put Rec on the back foot. They are split just a little bit. Potato Hill control will go towards NIP, but it is all the way up against the edge of the blue. So once that comes in, it's them who will have to make the first move toward Reciprocity. What they now need to hope is that Somehow G2 was just lingering down below them on the bottom of the potato hill across the road, gets an eye line on the back and smashes wreck. This frees up NIP to relocate and move on to somewhere else.
Pokemon Holiday down and left, just as Na'Vi were looking to try and get
500
some
meter
position.
shot.
M19 are coming right in the back of Na'Vi as well, so they've both gone for these southern rotates around the side of farm, etc., and up and towards shelter. M19 may pull up right on top of them. Some Na'Vi shots onto M19. Constantine Pate. That was a bite, fast moving. Some good shots coming out of Na'Vi there.
Oh dear, M19 have actually been forced to try and hide, and in doing so, they just find themselves below Vitality. So now they're going to be locked in if the circle's not favourable, which it isn't. TSM have been slowly but surely working their way in.
I hope Driftley's got a vehicle. I want to see him rejoining his team. I didn't like their 2-1-1 split as it was with Rustamar being left alone in that ditch. They felt they didn't react quick enough. Wow.
That's a shot and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a good 4-500 as well.
Yeah. Nice work. Shadow there for Vitality. So Raise Your Edge, their 2-2 split is looking golden right now, but I just wonder if it's going to get crashed. They have a 2-2 to the north and the west side of this circle with the two compounds. And I just feel that maybe someone is going to push them, be it NIP that are coming around at the side at the moment, be it Unity that are up in the north side. Somebody has to move in because they are holding two very strong compounds right now.
The south is looking a little bit difficult. TSM are getting the vehicles back. They move from the position that they were in. Try and re-rotate and relocate, which they now will. We'll move on to M19, who find Vitality on rotate. Even though they were just lingering on the edge, they were trying to go for a reposition. But I tell you what, I think TSM's turning up to this pie.
Nipper going into Raise Your Edge. Fast Rail and Chris are in trouble.
TSM's on Vitality. They're literally at the door.
Here we go. Crashing straight in. Look at the pre-nades. The pre-nades that came out there. The pre-cooked slow nades, trying to get the work done. Chris just takes the head off Gaxi, split second time, and as soon as he comes around the corner, just that shift cost him though. Fast Rail will get MBS down. He sees the last man just outside there. Vard, but he gets caught in the distance. The fire from Fast Rail doing the job in the end, trying to get the last man down. He's got to try and push it, got to push it, got to push it. No, he's gone down. The Nip will get the revives back in. No, they won't because they just got caught by Jorski.
He got turned on in Fast Rail. That's unfortunate. The pre-grenades were a decent attempt, to be fair. It knocked two of the players on an IP down to 50% HP, which allowed Chris... And again, that one, when you're laid down, your gun will be pulled away, unfortunately, so as you are moving around.
TSM onto Vitality here. We also have CrowCrowd in Unity crashing. That nade. Ooh, just took the door off. Yeah, closed the door, stopped it for 1 second. He can't stop the second one. He has to run around the back. Will get away with it with us just about. Meanwhile, you see Tizerin getting finished off. Dastish also down by Set, and that's Unity. I don't know where they're going to go. They're going to try and ditch it as... Hello, TSM. What just happened to your backside? G2 just arrived. Gustav's like, guys.
Yeah, G2 arrived in style and decides to just play clean-up crew here. He's mopping up. Gustav now has to face the full force of Vitality, waiting with open arms. He goes down. TSM's gone. A good attempt, to be fair. They were taking the fight, but they just didn't watch their back. G2 turns up at the right time, reads it well, listens for the audible cue, moves in when it's time to strike, and they are gone.
Thriftily separated from his team still. He hasn't joined up. Winstrike may well have found him. Meanwhile, G2 now make the move. Reciprocity catching Udir in the back there. Kemba, where did he come from? That's completely the other side. So Rafi's actually been left alone. Oh no. Reciprocity are down to one. Suddenly Haxetti, and he's gone. DA get involved. So that's three different teams taking on Reciprocity.
That sees him with a K9. So does Ira as well. Puts him in the grave. Kent goes down. Brexico, the last man standing for G2. Everyone's out in the blue.
Vitality have weathered the storm, haven't they? They've managed to get away with it. Yeah, somehow Iro with the Kar98 finds the head. Kramer goes down. Nasus the last man standing. It's a one-on-one. Or is it? There's a lot of teams getting involved. Elite player suddenly comes around the side. He takes and flushes some of the kills. Brexico will find him. That's going to be one down. Instantly sees the back of Nasus. Gets a couple of shots in it, but he's going to get the heal off.
Unfortunately, DA still with these Kar98s in the distance. They have range, they have scopes, and they have full overview of this battle that's going up on side the hill. They've done a fair amount of damage so far. Udir might just be on a plateau, which they can't be seen. Mert does confirm Chris straight between the eyeballs. Udyr, though, hiding in a bush. This could be a potential res. They have to be aware that Vitality is still on top of that hill.
Winstrike sending it. Raise your edge. You're going for it. They're both going for a similar spot. They're going to try and get across CrowCrowd here. Sigsy's going to pull up to this rock and should be safe by there. Winstrike will get into the circle safe just ahead of Unity as well as they all try and make the moves. The Knights holding that dip at the moment and looking pretty good.
Senpai gets tanked up pretty hard. Sigsy, 3 bullets to the chest and 1 to the head. Thank you very much. That's job done. Cleans him up instantly. Brexco does go down in the end and bleeds.
That leaves Udyr. Udyr versus Nasus. The last 2, Udyr's on the bike. He's trying to get out of there, but DA are going to be watching him coming down there. The only team holding the compound that's left at the moment. They see him coming down the hill. ENCE getting involved with Na'Vi. Na'Vi trying to creep in towards the ditch of the Knights on the southern side.
Really good effort here from Sigsy. Playing spoiler to what CrowCrowd was trying to set up. Watching his back as well. He does have Menox for some support, but he is going to be up against the blue. Slowly Winstrike. They've moved out. Do they know they're here?
No, they've no idea. They've no idea. Orange has got 1 tracked. Timmy going to get finished off. Instant headshot straight away taken down. So Orange picks himself up 1. Looks towards the next. Blast on got the damage on Tixu, but couldn't quite down him. Meanwhile, Raise Your Edge are pushing on CrowCrowd. That's just a little further around the circle as Winstrike don't know what just hit him.
Tixon will continue with the meds. That grenade could bounce and be good. It is good. It gets Orange. Blaston now surrounded by smoke. They should press the advantage here and clean out what's left of them. Don't let them get away with murder, boys. And took one of your comrades down. Make sure you finish them off. Blastoff will go for the run, but Winstrike should have him dead to rights here. Yeah,
they're going to try and pressure around him. The last man standing. Can he just chuck a nade out and maybe try and catch it? That went straight onto Jorski. It might catch him. Blast off with the spray down on Nookie. Jorski did get caught by that grenade. Hasn't got time to heal though and should get surrounded by the split. There we go. Nookie and Tixu doing the job, but everything has happened around them. Na'Vi themselves are in trouble. Aduzi, the last man standing for them. Looks like G2 and Vitality separated, so they've got themselves just on the southern edge of the circle. It will go their way, and DA are looking golden with their compound along with the Knights and the dip.
That's a really strong compound now. One of those buildings is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a level 3 as well, so you get a decent amount of height advantage. A bit of a look uphill. Udyr is going to be out of line of sight, and so is Nasus. Actually, DA, I don't know if you can see it on them. If you guys have got the map stream up, they're going for a 2-2 split. They're sending 2 players to try and scout out uphill who's kicking and lingering around.
Snark sees Mikaz. Okay, so this is a battle for the dip, basically. ENCE and the Knights. They've both taken a player apiece. Rustamar was lost early when they first attacked the dip. Mikaz, he went on a bike to try and get him repositioned to try and give him a better angle, and it's kind of worked out. Look at the vehicle compound setup that they have there in that dip. The problem is they've left it. Look at Snark, he's in the shack. Look at Drayden, he's miles away. Drayden's going to try and make a move for it. Enter on the vehicle. Sigsy comes around, he finds CrowCrowd, gets set down, but Winstrike are moving right on his back.
He was clipped up against the wall as well and finds himself shot with no ammunition. Down we go, can't get the reload. Now we'll see ENCE. Got to run the gauntlet. Mikas knocked out the back of the vehicle. Only one, still 2 up actually.
He was
Squeaky's
separated.
in the distance. I didn't really, of course, it's been all there for a while now. 1 to Drayden's Knack. They will set up shop in the middle just along the side road. Aduzi will be on their right-hand side over on the eastern front.
Surely Trifoli's got the smallest of angles cover to DA there. Look at that. I think you can see Iro with the Car 98 in the distance. He's desperate to try and land it. He's been seeing the vehicles come. He's just like, just peek, just peek, just peek. He's looking towards the Knights. Can't manage to find the shot. Aduzi spotted though. SLR in Aduzi's hand. Trifoli with the SKS trying to find him. Tixu will finish off CrowCrowd as Winstrike continue their move on the north. They're going to get themselves quite a few kills actually so far in that northern side, and actually a crate coming their way as well. So they should be happy so far.
The thing for DA is there's a good 90-degree angle behind them where no one can get to. It's going to be no man's land because they'll just get picked apart. Across the road, you've got all the trees that Winstrike can set up on, but DA have a good line of sight. They have so much vision and can provide so much coverage from the buildings that they have. They literally have the God compound right now, and everyone else just has to hope the circle moves away from them and forces this engagement and forces them out of there.
Oh, we just caught a glimpse of Wanted appearing. There's Nasus, Vitality in trouble. It's going to be the last stand, I feel. If one of these mini 14 shots lands, there we go. Beautiful death with the SKS will finish it off. So they're going to go down in 7th place. That leaves Udia for G2, Aduzi, the solo player as well for Na'Vi. Wanted, is Draden going to get there in time? Yes, he is, just about. Do ENCE try and go for it? No, because it would expose them to D8. And ENCE actually only need to move just slightly forward, and they're in the circle, so they're going to hop in the vehicles and just set up a new compound. Ooh. You got to be you got to hope more than landing than 40 there with a Kar 98 shot when you're lining it up like that. But Winstrike safe, DA safe, Udia very much in trouble, Na'Vi very much in trouble.
Still have this compound, which is good. For Winstrike, there is a, and again, it's just a beautiful death. Who's the problem? Having a 3-story building at this stage in the game across the road, as I mentioned previously, you do have these trees, but Winstrike really can't do too much or make much happen because of the area, the site that they will be provided over here on D8. They're going to reposition themselves ahead of the game. Udia's trying to do
He's heading for that shack. He wants to get to the shack. You can see it's just going to rope around any little second. He wants to get there. Gets in the dip.
I like this.
Aduzi would be right on top of him, though. Znark, he tried to push up there. I think Aduzi was the one that caught him in the back. Tried to make the aggressive play onto ENCE.
A beautiful death's been knocked. That's a nice pick from Winstrike.
Squeaky found onto Aduzi. So Na'Vi down. So actually that frees up the Knights. With him going down, that frees their position up. They probably want to get to that shack now across the road. And 24 from Draden. He's just pre-firing, almost hoping he can catch the head of Squeaky.
I mean, that's all it takes, a quick flick, and then you can just set the boys
beautiful
loose.
Death down again to Winstrike.
Double knock that. Next then it's going to be a big bleed out. So you'd assume bin headshots as well. He's got no helmet on, which is taking utility away from them. That's the most important thing. They're not forced into anything at the moment at Winstrike. They can still just sit and chill. A couple of players from Digital Athletics are doing the better thing, which has been proactive and start lingering around the footholds of the buildings rather than sitting up top. For ENCE, they do have a way to at least eject themselves from this position with the vehicles, but it's so open you'd expect them not to do too much. They know they have to take the fight against the Knights.
Getting ready to move as well. They know in the circle is likely to go. Okay, they're going to go to the hills.
They could actually...
DA and Winstrike are good, but it's all on this eastern side, isn't it?
That's the problem. They can't go forward because Knights are going to be there, and if they run parallel up against the circle edge, Winstrike are literally just looking at them. They're all just staring, saying, okay, we'll come across this side and we'll happily take the fight. They can't go any further. They're inside the circle. They don't have to move.
They get the smokes.
Can't see them because they're restricted by the trees.
Okay, so they're walling off the smokes to DA, and they're going to try and make the push onto ENCE. That's the Knights' play. ENCE are ready for it, though. Ooh, and they're catching a little clip onto Znark. It is the 2v3. Znark trying to get the spray down. They move into the smoke. DA just caught a big slice of Squeaky there. They're also caught Thriffily. They've turned their attention. A beautiful death suddenly catching on them. Oh, he has the slightest of angles and ENCE in trouble. Knights are pushing it.
Yeah, but Squeaky's got a barrel. He's ready for the up-close and personal engagement. The beautiful death will seal the deal. Wanted goes underneath the car, catches his legs with the AKM, and it's job done. Beautiful death still taking...
Oh, Sixmo's gone for Winstrike. What the hell? Sixmo's pushed over the road.
When you've got 4 players alive, sometimes you can afford to do something like this. It's ballsy.
Udia's caught Znarkov as well. I'd love to see Sixmo. Sixmo pushed right over the road, and he's back to way now. So Winstrike is sitting too passive. Okay, Udia's going to bleed out there, but he managed to take the Knights down, which is pretty unbelievable with that shack. And now they're going for it. Winstrike, they've got to be ready. They've got to try and push out here. The nades are coming towards them, but they're going a little too far. That was a really well-cooked one coming out from Tixu, but he gets caught down. Headshot from him. Jorski will get one, and DA just rip Winstrike apart and pick up a quick, clean victory in the end. Yes, they had the compound, but they were proactive in it with 10 kills. And when they read the situation, the danger was coming. Winstrike was caught napping.
Nice assertive maneuver. Send one player across while they're fixated on the battles that are going on across the map. Get yourself ready and just take the fight to them. Don't sit back. Don't give them any time to gather their thoughts and work something out. Instead, the call is made. And Digital Athletics, they push hard and they get the game in the bag. I think it was a 10-kill game as well, so a nice 20